Good evening. A Sussex doctor has described as inhumane and barbaric the treatment of a cancer victim who's being forced to undergo a review of his fitness to work. 60-year-old David Cole from Bexhill, who has lung cancer, heart disease and cirrhosis of the liver, has been told his entitlement to benefits will be reviewed.
Now, this move comes despite the fact a tribunal ruled earlier this year that he was unfit for work and never would be so. The Citizens Advice Bureau claims his case is just the tip of the iceberg. Colin Campbell has our exclusive report.
David Cole has osteoporosis, diabetes, cirrhosis of the liver and heart problems. He has depression and is recovering from cancer after having a third of a lung removed. With help from his wife, he takes 24 tablets a day, 5 injections of insulin. Despite this, he was assessed as being fit for work.
It's been traumatic in the respect that you have to keep trying to prove to them that you're ill.
Employment and Support Allowance is a relatively new benefit introduced in 2008 for those who are unable to work due to disability or illness. It effectively replaced incapacity benefit, and from 2011 onwards those claiming incapacity benefit have been reassessed and moved on to ESA. Under the new system, claimants have to undergo a work capability assessment, which for many has involved a face-to-face assessment, work contracted to the French company Atos Healthcare.
At a tribunal review in April, David was told he shouldn't be reassessed ever again. Despite this, 6 weeks ago he received another letter from the Department for Work and Pensions saying he needed to attend a medical assessment.
It's been very difficult. A pain in the neck. It's caused me quite a lot of anger at times.
In a letter listing David's conditions and numerous medications he must take, his GP describes the treatment by the Department for Work and Pensions as inhumane. He adds it's not the first example, even in our own practice, of this barbaric activity.
It seems to me that this has been an unnecessary process, which I think has been quite distressing for him. As I say, I think it's somewhat inhumane.
Citizens Advice say in the last 6 months they've helped over 100 people in East Sussex who've wrongly been assessed as being fit for work.
It's very clear to anybody who finds out the medical circumstances of these clients that they're seriously unwell, sometimes have long-term conditions or even life-threatening conditions, and it doesn't seem possible that they should be expected to be looking for work or even be expected to go back into paid work.
It's left me feeling that the government is more interested in figures than people.
The Department for Work and Pensions say they're committed to helping people move from benefits into work if they're capable, while giving unconditional support to those who need it. David feels he's received no support. He feels the government aren't listening.
Well, we did ask the Department for Work and Pensions if we could speak to a minister about David Cole's case, but they told us no one was available. Now, Colin joins us in the studio now. And, Colin, you've spoken to the department in the past hour.
Yes, they say that the letter that was sent to David Cole, they admit that that letter requesting him to undergo a further medical assessment was a mistake. Mr Cole has received an apology for that letter, which the Department for Work and Pensions admits must have caused him distress. Interestingly, Mr Cole, who is a very sick man, described by his GP as someone who is unfit for work and would never be so, must still undergo a further medical assessment in 3 years' time. And Mr Cole has already been given the date for that medical assessment. Now, the Department of Work and Pensions has already also told me that the tribunal service do not have the power to say someone should not be reassessed, as was in Mr Cole's case.
And this is all as a result of government policy. How is the government defending it?
Well, the government say this policy is all about getting people who have been on long-term sick benefit off those benefits and into the workplace if possible. They say that the policy involves regular reassessment as people's health issues and conditions change over time. They can improve and deteriorate. Now, the government say only a small proportion of all fit-for-work decisions are overturned on appeal. The figure they've given us is 15%. Citizens Advice Bureau, however, say 80% of the people that they are seeing are having their appeals overturned.
OK, Colin, thank you very much. A Sussex care home for dementia patients is under investigation after complaints from the relatives of its residents.